Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast adventure, is sponsored by SJ&L General Contractors. They are licensed in both Alabama and Tennessee, and they provide services such as mass grading, storm drainage, sewer and concrete improvement, asphalt paving, erosion control, demolition, and heavy hauling. If you need any of these services, contact them 931-433-4660, 931-433-4660. Also, they are in need of heavy equipment operators, concrete finishers, CDL dump truck drivers, and pipe layers. If you're interested in employment with this family-owned business, you can go to the website www.sjnl.com. That's www.sjnl.com. I don't hear very well. Oh, I listen just fine. In fact, I get paid to listen, and I actually teach listening in a couple of classes and seminars. But I don't hear very well. I've probably shot too many things without ear protection and run too much heavy equipment, or at least chainsaws and lawnmowers and that kind of thing. So because I don't hear very well, I'm often alerted to things that I'm not hearing. Classic example is my wife will nudge me in the darkness and say, Jonesy, I heard something. To which I reply, you have a pistol on the nightstand. There's a Benelli shotgun in the corner. Go take care of it. She'll say, you don't understand. It woke me up. And I tell her, well, I can find what woke me up. I turn and look at her in the darkness. Mystery solved. But because I'm the guy and she's the girl and she heard it and I didn't, I get to get up and clear the house. So we're sitting on the couch and she says, Jonesy, I heard something. The TV's on and the only thing I can hear is the TV. Well, I didn't hear anything. Yeah, but you need to check. So I get up and start walking toward the front door. She gets in behind me, puts both her hands on my right shoulder, and peers around my head like the Three Stooges do when they're looking for monsters in those silly things that they show on TV. I get to the front door, and I open the front door. When I open the front door, a Luna moth, one of those really large green moths, descends from the lintel of our door and hovers right about my face. The next thing I know, I'm standing outside on the porch in the dark. The door has slammed and locked, and I hear the pitter-patter of feet running down the hallway, and I hear another door slam. In just a few seconds, she's back. She's laughing and crying at the same time, wiping tears out of her eyes. She says, I'm sorry. I just couldn't help myself. My feet took over. I've seen her outrun a college athlete. I've seen her run out of her shoes. I've seen her tumble down a waterfall like Jackie Chan, roll like a weeble, and come up running. I heard her tell her neighbor one time, who was standing on our porch with a snake, John, I will shoot you if you don't get off my porch. And yes, I've been shoved out of the way and into the darkness just because a moth was on our front porch. My wife's fight, flight, freeze instinct may be her superpower. They tell us that there's fight, there's flight, and there's freeze. Almost a universal conclusion now is that everybody freezes. Some people freeze for a fraction of a nanosecond, and some people freeze for longer amounts of time. I'm dubious when it comes to Jackie Jones. I do not believe freeze exists. She only has one direction and one speed, and that is yonder as fast as you can get. Yeah, see, when it comes to her flight response, that ship has sailed, wrecked, and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. She can grab some yonder. So, we're out walking the other day, and we have a new puppy. We have a new Spanish water dog named Oreo. Oreo is in the early stages of being leash trained, and our pace is not exactly cardio, and her attention span is about that of a weather vane. So we are casually walking along at what I consider to be a hunting pace, if not slower. Slow, deliberate, careful, watchful steps. At that pace, you can't miss a black snake in the white gravel. The only doubt in my mind is, can it really be this big? I think it was some version of a rat snake, maybe some kind of a black racer. And I just casually tell Jackie to hold up without revealing that I've seen the S word. By the time I walk over and touch the snake, tapping its tail to get a response, hoping it'll move out of the trail, I hear her warning me, "Be careful, it's turned its head, it's coming to get you." At this point, I'm expecting an abandoned dog, and I expect to hear the pitter-patter of fearful feet. I look up, and she has picked up the dog. Now, you got to understand, just because she's a puppy doesn't mean she's that small. They describe the Spanish water dog as being a large dog in a medium body, a condition I really can relate to. My wife has scooped up the 20 pounds of puppy that they stuffed in a 10-pound puppy sack, and she's walking around the snake zone. Yes, my little bitty wife is grabbing a puppy that weighs 20 pounds and is holding it off the ground. I bought her first puppy the first year we were married. Remington was an AKC registered poodle. I was being paid $125 a week from the Salem Church of Christ, and I made the extravagant expenditure of buying a registered poodle. One of my greatest joys in life is to see that girl with a dog. You see, she was 18 years old when I bought her that little poodle. I released him in the student center at Harding University with a red bow tied around his little neck, and I let her find him. I'll never forget the look that she had when she found him wandering around there. And then I told her, "Well, actually, you didn't find him. He found you. That's your dog." Oh, something in those blue eyes lit up. She looked like a child with a prized possession. I love watching her with her puppies. She's been talking about a retirement dog, maybe some kind of little show dog to fill up her time that she can train when she's no longer teaching. She announced, "I won't be afraid at home when you're gone if I have a puppy. I won't be afraid in the dark if I have a dog when you're not there." Well, thanks to the virus and all the changes in our schedule, we moved our timetable up a bit. Instead of waiting to get the puppy in January of 2021, we got the puppy in April of 2020. And so now we have a little dog at our house. So here she stands with a dog in her arms, overcoming and resisting her supernatural response to flee, and she's protecting her dog. Now, I thought having the dog was going to protect her. And then I realized she's not afraid. And she's not afraid because she has something else to think about. It's not that the dog makes her brave because he's protecting her. It's the dog makes her brave because she's protecting it. Love replaces fear. Selflessness causes us to act in ways that are contrary to our natural abilities. I'll just leave that there. Perfect love casts out fear. Love replaces fear. Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast adventure, is sponsored by Erupt. Erupt is the underground youth rally from the Volcano Room deep inside Cumberland Caverns. It's an annual event. This year it takes place October 24th at 6 p.m. It will be broadcast from their YouTube page. The speaker is Austin Johnson. His theme is Deeper. For more information, contact them at eruptyouthRally@gmail.com. That's eruptyouthRally@gmail.com, or look at their website, 3 W's and a dot, eruptyouthRally.com, www.eruptyouthRally.com.